Okay, welcome back, dear students. Okay, so let's resume our discussion. We were discussing about static member variable and also static methods, and we have seen uh, how static methods work, how static member variable work, and then we also discussed about a constructor cannot be static. And we also discussed that uh, inside a static method you cannot use keyword this and super, and there is a very simple logic behind that. By the way, other than static method and static member variable, we can also have a static code block. Now remember, this static code block will be executed whenever class is loaded in memory. It executes exactly once. See here, I mean, if inside this class, say for example, I have a class, I say it static block, right? Now inside this class, if I've got an integer a, if I have got an integer a equal to, say for example, 0, and then we have got a static member variable integer b, which is also initially 0, right? Now remember, a static block is again a code block. It's like method, but the only difference is it does not have any name, and it will execute only once when the class is loaded. So say for example, if I say I have got this static code block. Now this one is a static code block. You can see it does not have any name, and it will be automatically executed when this class is loaded in memory. And this will be loaded in memory when it is used, right? So say for example, inside this static block, I say print ln. I say for example, I am static block. I am a static block, right? And then it says b equal to, say for example, 100. Now remember, I cannot do a equal to 200. We cannot access non-static member variable within a static block. So this one is not okay. This is not okay, right? This one is okay. I mean, we can access non-static. I mean, we can access static, but we cannot access non-static, right? So b equal to 100, I can do it because b is static, but a equal to 200, I cannot do it because a is non-static, right? So you will see that this will cause an error, right? Okay. Now, say for example, outside this class, I have a class static, static. I have a static block demo, right? Now inside this class, I have a main method, public static void main string arg. I have this static method. Now you will see that static block will not execute if we are not using the class. I mean, um, uh, this program when executes, it will do nothing because we are not referring to static block class. As soon as you refer this, I mean, when this is required in memory, only then this static block will be executed. But for the time being, you know that main method is inside static block demo. So this is never used. So this static block will not be executed. Right. See here, you will get an idea about it when you see the output. Static block demo dot java. Right. Okay. So I say Java C static block demo.java. Right. So you can see I cannot reference non-static member variable from within a static code block. So certainly this is not possible. I'm going to comment it. Now when I compile, the code has been compiled. Right. Now I say Java static block demo. You can see there is no output because we are not using this class, right? But say for example, now see here, when I say system dot out dot println, when I say static block, right? I'm referring to the class, and with the class name, certainly I cannot access A, but I can access B, right? So let's access B with the class name because it is static memory variable. Now, because we are, using the class, so it will be loaded in memory. And when it is loaded in memory, the first thing that it does, it actually executes this static block, which means that the value for B should not be 0, it should be 100. Because when you load this in memory, this block will be executed. So it will display this value, it will update value of B, and then when we try to access B, the value of B should be 100, it should not be 0. Let's check it. CLS Java C static block demo. You can see I am static block and 100. The value for B is 100. The reason being we updated it here. So this actually indicates a static block has been executed. And remember, this is not a method that you can call again and again. No, this will be executed only once when this class is loaded in memory. And when the class is loaded, whenever you use it, either you instantiate it, I mean, when you create object of that class, or when you refer its static member variable with the class name. So in this case, we referred B, which is inside this class, which means that we were using static block class. So that is the reason why this static block was executed. Even if you do not access it, if you only create object of this class, I mean, even that will cause this block to be executed. See here, I say static block equal to new static block. We are creating object of that class, so that object needs to be in memory. The class need to be loaded in memory, which means that again this static block will be executed. You can see here CLS Java C Java. You can see I'm static block. Right. This actually indicates this static block has been executed when we created object of this class. Right. So whenever you refer this class, either by referring its static member variable or by creating its object, the first thing that is done, its static block is executed. And when a static block is executed, it usually is used for initialization purpose. I mean, same as the constructor. But the difference is constructor is named. I mean, it's a method, with a special name, but this one does not have any name. So usually we use these static blocks to kind of do initialization. Right. So here you can see when we created object of this class, this was automatically executed. Right. सर आवाज नहीं आ रही. What do you mean? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, हम तो सुन रहे हैं, पर शायद भाई का इंटरनेट इशू है.
Okay. So I don't know what's the issue. Wasiur Rahman. Sir Abari. Okay. Okay. Great. So I hope you are clear with the concept of static blocks. They are different from the methods, they are different from the constructor. They're executed only once when class is loaded inside memory. And the question is, when class is loaded? It is usually loaded when you use it. You use it to access its static memory variable without creating object, or when you create object of that class. In both these cases, the first thing that will be done, this static block will be executed. And we have seen, and this was executed in both of these cases, when we created object of the class and when we just accessed one of its static memory variable. And in both the cases, it was executed. And remember, these are executed only once. You cannot call them. We cannot call them because they do not have any name. It's just a block, right? So you definitely cannot call it second time. So they are executed only once when they are loaded inside memory. Clear?
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, अगर हम प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट को कमेंट से हटा दें तो ये 2 बार प्रिंट करेगा, आई मीन 2 बार एक्सेस होगा, या यहाँ पर भी 1 बार रन होगा?
You mean this one, eh?
Yes, sir.
It will execute once. It will execute once when the class is loaded inside memory. Java C, Java, you can see it executes once when the class is loaded in memory. And when we did this, the class was already loaded in the memory. And then we created object of that class. That doesn't mean it will execute again. No. It will execute only once. So you can see, even we are referring this class twice, but second time when we are referring it, it was already in memory. So when it is loaded in the memory, at that time, this block gets executed. Very good question. Very, very good question. Okay, that's great. Now we move to the keyword final. I mean, this keyword can be used with the memory variable, and it can also be used with the methods. When it is used with the methods, it means that you cannot override that method, and method overriding is a concept that will come back when we'll be covering inheritance. So for the time being, the usage of keyword final with the method I'm not covering. We'll cover it when we'll be doing inheritance, when we will discuss about the concept of overriding. But for the time being, we see how keyword final is used with the variable. Remember?
Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Hassan.
Sir, static method override होते हैं?
Override या overload?
Override. Overload तो हो जाएंगे, override हो जाएंगे.
Overriding में अभी इसको डिस्कस नहीं कर रहा. मैंने कहा ना कि when we'll be doing inheritance, there I first need to teach you what is overriding, and then we'll see can we override static methods or not. We'll come back to this discussion when we'll be covering polymorphism and the concept of overriding. For the time being, certainly मैंने भी overriding cover नहीं की, तो मैं इसको भी यहाँ पर discuss नहीं करना चाहता. Okay. Now the keyword final, which actually makes a variable constant. I mean, I know that in C, I think also in C++, we have constant, const, which will actually declare a constant, right? A variable whose value will be finalized. But when you discuss about Java, in Java, we have this keyword final, which actually makes a value constant, which makes a value finalized. Then you cannot update that value. See here, if I say final demo, or maybe final demo, you can see here final variable, right? Final variable. So you see here, if I say integer a equal to, I say 100, you can change this value. But if I say final, then you cannot change it. Right? So say for example, if I have got a method public void show a, you can refer it system.out.println, you can refer a, but you cannot change a. Say for example, if you say public void set a, right, you cannot change it. If you say a equal to 200, if you say integer a, and then if you say this dot a equal to a, you cannot do it. Because a is final. right? Now see here, if I here I say class final demo, right? And then public static void main string arg whatever, right? Now if you create final variable equal to new final variable, right? This will cause an error because we are trying to update value for a final variable. That you cannot do it. So we say final demo dot java, right? You can see here cls final demo dot java. You can see this dot a is equal to a, cannot assign a value to final variable a, right? So obviously this is not possible, right? And then once if this is eliminated, now you can see your code can be compiled java final demo. So you can see now, because we have not done anything, so it is not displaying anything, right? By the way, see here, if I say final integer a java c, variable a not initialized. This is an issue. I mean, you cannot leave it uninitialized. I mean, that makes sense, because compiler will say if you're not giving it value now, then you will give it because you are making it final. There is only one place where you can update its value, and that place is the constructor of this class. That place is constructor of this class. So if you leave it uninitialized, then it is your responsibility to initialize it inside constructor. So I can write here a equal to 100. I can do it. I mean, inside constructor, I can do it. If it is not initialized inside constructor, I can do it. But once if it is not initialized, you cannot give it some value inside any method. That we have seen, even though it is not initialized. But if I initialize it through method, that's not possible. You can see here, cannot assign a value to final variable a. It says I cannot do it. But if you do it inside constructor, then that's okay. So you will see that this will work. Obviously, this is not possible. I cannot change value for the final, but you can give initial value to a member variable inside constructor. So this thing is okay. You can see here Java C, Java. It is still compiling, though we are giving value inside the constructor. But if you do this, say for example a equal to 10, see here. Now you cannot do it. I mean, you cannot give it some value and then change it. But if you do not give it some initial value, you can change it inside constructor. You cannot do it any other place inside the constructor. But that is also conditional if it is not given some initial value. But if it is given some initial value, then even inside constructor, you cannot do it. Right? But if you do not give initial value, then inside constructor, you can give it initial value. But if you do not give some initial value, then this initial value cannot be in some other method. It has to be inside constructor. So you can see, cannot assign a value to final variable a. Right? So only constructor enjoys this privilege to assign initial value to a final member variable inside class. Right? So that is the concept of using keyword final with a variable, but keyword final can also be used with the method. And for the time being, if I use it, you won't feel any difference. This is completely okay. You can see previously this method was not final, but now we make this method final. Now, what does it mean? It means that this method cannot be overridden. I mean, in derived class, you won't be able to override this method. Right, you can overload. I mean, I can overload this method. You can see it, Control C, Control V. This is method overloading. We have got two methods with the name show A. The first method accepts no parameter, and second method accepts one parameter. So you can see here, this is okay. You can overload method. You can overload method, but you cannot override. Now, what is overriding? I will come back to this concept when we'll be covering inheritance. But for the time being, just remember this final keyword can be associated with a member variable, and it can also be associated with the method. And when it is associated with the method, that method cannot be overridden. It can be overloaded, but it cannot be overridden. We'll come back to this concept of using keyword final with the method when we'll be covering inheritance. Okay, arrays, I think we have already covered lots of concepts related to arrays. They've got length variable. I mean, they say that when we were doing this with a stack, let's open the stack example. Open, stack, right? See here, this class. I mean, we said top of stack less than 9. Now 9 is a constant. So they say you should not use constant in such type of statement. You should just ensure that the values length is not exceeding. Length variable will tell you how many values can be stored inside this array. So in this array we can store 10 value, right? So we say less than 10, which means up to 9 is allowed, right? So the length variable inside array will give you how many values we can store inside an array. Usually in different programming languages, size and length are two different things. But in Java, size and length is same thing. I mean, size is not a separate member variable. When you are in Python, you can have size, which will tell you how many values are there, and length means the capacity of that array. But here in Java, it says size and length are same. So by default, when you create an array, it will give 0 to the all 10 location. So you can say there are size of the array is 10 and length of the array is 10. And when we say size is 10, it means that each of the location inside array is given value 0, right? So here, rather than hard coding it with a constant, we should use length. So tomorrow, if you say, for example, change, this length, then you don't need to change here from 9 to 19. Because automatically, then your values dot length will be able to update the length of this member variable, right? Let's further explore this length variable. I mean, class, if I say array, okay, inside array, I have public static void main string arg. By the way, now that you have covered static keyword, you know why main method is kept static. I mean, it is because Java runtime environment wants to call this method with the name of class. So that is the reason why main method has been kept static. The main method has been kept static. I mean, for one simple reason, we do not want JRE to have a requirement of creating object of this class. We just want that JRE should be able to call my main method with the class name. So that is the reason why this main method has to be kept static. Right. So on the very first day, I told you, do not ask me what is public, do not ask me what is static, do not ask me what is void, do not ask me what is a string array. But I think now we have covered everything. We know that main is a method. Its return type is void. It returns nothing. It is static, so that JRE is able to call this method with the class name, and then it is public, so that it can be accessed outside the class definition. If you make it private, Java will raise an objection. Java will say, come on, I cannot call this method. So you can see, if I say array dot Java, it is declared as a public, so you cannot make it private. Simple, because if you make it private, then this method cannot be called on the class name, because that method will become private. So outside the class, it will not be accessible. So certainly this arrangement is not allowed. Java array.java. It has been compiled, but if you run it, you can see main method cannot be found. So in this case, it is being considered as another method. As a method, I mean, maybe your own method, not the entry point for Java program, right? You can make it private. You can compile the code, but you cannot run it. But when you make it public, you can compile it and you can run it, right? Okay, now inside this, I can have integer a equal to new integer. You know, the length of this one, if I say system.out.println, I say length of a is plus a dot length, right? Length of a, right? Similarly, if I say integer b, you can declare array in this style also, equal to b equal to 1 2 3 4 5, whatever value you are giving, right? In this case, you can see the length is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So the length of this b should be 9. The length of a is and length of b, right? So the length of b should be 9, right? And you know, you can directly initialize with values, or you can just declare it and give it value at some later stage, right? So you can see here java c array.java. Okay. Okay, fine. Need to give semicolon. Java C, Java array. You can see here the length of A is 10, length of B is 9. Right. Now remember one thing. Java has arrays with constant length. I mean, if you try to change its length, then a new array will be created. So say for example, if you think that in B, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. So obviously, anything that you keep on 9 is not allowed. You know, B at 9 means that you are trying to keep some other 10th location, and 10th location is not existing because Java's indexing starts with 0. So you when say B at 9, which means that you are referring to 10th location. And in this array, we do not have 10 location. So this will throw an array index out of bounds exception. I mean, code will be compiled, but it will throw an array index out of bounds exception at the runtime because we do not have 10th location, right? Which is being referred by index number 9. So this is not possible, right? But you can do this. I mean, you can update the value at 0 location. You can see initially at 0 we had 1, but now at 0 we will have 10. So you can see we can change value. If you just print the array, if you want to say for example, yeah, print control C, control V. If I say the value, right, the value is B, and you want to display that value at 0th location. So initially it was 1, but then we updated to make it 10, right? So certainly it will display value 10. You can see the value is 10, right? But if say for example you say I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and you say I need 10 location, and then you say b is equal to new 10 location. You are actually creating a new array. Now this b will be completely new array. Previous all values will be lost. Previous all values will be lost. So you can see that originally at 0th location we had 1, we updated it 10, but then you try to resize array. You say I need, say for example, 20 location. Then do not think that these values will be copied into new array. No. That new array will be completely new, and these values will be overwritten, which means that now if I refer b at 0, it will have default value on 0th location, and by default Java gives value 0 to all integer location inside an array. So this should be displaying 0. So you can see here Java C new, yeah, we need to tell what type of array you want to create, integer, right? So Java C, now it has been compiled. you can see the default value is 0. So you can see this 0 is here. It's neither 1 nor 10. The reason being, we have created a new array. So you cannot change size of an array once it has been decided. You know, that's constant. That is constant. In a way, when you create, you know, an array, its size is finalized. I mean, unless you only declare it. In this case, you know, at later stage, we can say integer 10, you know, but that is equivalent to the previous state. As soon as you want to resize the array, you know, previous values will be lost. So that's very important concept you need to understand. And you also need to understand how to refer to the length variable of array. And length and size of an array are same in Java. I mean, if you need a dynamic array, if you say, well, I don't know how many values I will be needing to store in an array, then you should, you know, have a vector. We have got a lot of other, you know, utility classes in Java, which can serve the purpose of a dynamic array, which can serve the purpose of having an array with the dynamic size. But, you know, basic array is not for this purpose. In basic array, we always need to have a length which is defined when the array is created. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great, great. I need, you know, this yes, sir, from your side, so that I know that you people are really sitting on the other side of the screen. Okay, now the nested and inner classes. This is the last topic for today. The nested and inner classes. Remember, we can have one class inside another class. This is a beautiful concept. I mean, we will be using it when we will have graphical user interface, but for the timing, we just see the concept of inner classes or the nested classes, the class within class, right? So we can have a class within class. The scope of nested is bound with the outer class. I mean, inner class will not exist unless you have created outer class. Now, if B is inside A, B will not exist until A is created. We are clear with that. The nested has access to member variable, including private of the outer, but vice versa is not true. And two types of nested classes, static and non-static. We'll see what is different between these two. But usually non-static classes are very much common. Right. Now let's first have one class inside another class. I say new. I say I have a class. I call this class as an outer. Right. Now in this class, say for example, I have got integer x equal to 10. Right. And then say for example, I have a class. Now see, I have not closed this class. This is open and we are closing this class here. But before this class is closed, I'm going to create another class. And to that class I call inner, which means that we have class within class. We have class within class. Now because this class is inside the outer class, so this will have access to all the member variable of outer class. I mean, it is just like a method. I mean, method will have access to all the member variable of the outer class. Same way, this class will also have access to the member variable of the outer class. So here, say for example, I have a method public void show value. Say for example, show value. Right. Here integer, I say y, right? I say y equal to 20. Now the show values can access both x and y, x from the outer and y from the inner, right? So I can have x equal to plus x plus y equal to plus y. That's completely fine. I mean, we can access x, which is inside the outer class, and we can access y, which is inside the inner class, right? Let's check it. I mean, let's see how it works. So say for example, here I say inner, maybe I can have a method public void. I can call it show xy, right? I can call it show xy, right? So here I say inner equal to new inner. So I'm creating object of inner class. I'm creating object of inner class, and on this object I'm going to call show values. I'm going to call show values, right? So this show xy is a method which is in outer class, and because this method is an outer class, so it will not have access to this method directly. I mean, this is not possible. See here, if I write something like this, if I write here show values, this is not possible because show values is inside inner class. So this is insulated inside, this boundary. So you cannot access it directly, but you can access it, by creating object of that class. So I create object of inner class, and then I say inner dot show value. I can call then this method, right? Okay, now once if this is done, I have another class. Say for example, I mean, let's first compile it. I call it outer dot Java. Right. I first compile it. Java the outer dot Java. Right. So inner. Oh, come on. I double N. Right. Okay. So I compile this code. It has been compiled without any error. But if say for example, you do this, if now you say show values, this is not possible. Huh? I mean, although inner is inside outer, but it has got its own privacy. So you cannot access its method directly. You cannot access y directly here. So we can say inner has access to the outer values, but outer does not have access to the inner values. If you want to have access, then you need to create object of that class. So this will be an error. You can see here, Java C, show values cannot be found because that is inside the inner class, right? So you cannot do it. Control V. So we create object of inner class, and then on that object, I'm going to call the show values method. Right. Now, once if this is done, I'm going to have a notepad. Here I say inner outer demo. Right. This is the class that I'm going to create, inner outer demo. And in this class, I have public static void main string arg whatever, right? And here you want to create object of outer equal to new outer, right? And then you say from the outer you are calling method show xy, right? When we do this, inner outer demo dot Java, inner outer demo dot Java. So now Java C inner outer demo dot Java, right? So you can see Java inner outer demo. So you can say x equal to 10, y equal to 10. I'm able to call this method, and this method, this method is creating object of inner class, right? And from that object, it is calling show values method. The good thing is this show values method is not only able to access y, but it is also able to access x, which is inside the outer class. Even if this one is private, it can still be accessed. It can still be accessed. I mean, see here, if I compile outer.java, you can see it was compiled without any error. Though it was private, but you could still access it, right? And then obviously we can compile this program, and then we can also without any error, run this program. Right. So the first concept is when you have got an inner class, it will have access of everything of outer class, be it method or be it any member variable, be it private or public, but it can access. And you know, inside this, I can even call methods of outer class. It's not only that I can access their member variable, I can also call their classes. I can also call their, you know, methods. For example, if I have got a method which is void, I call this method as an info, and this method says system dot out dot println. I say nothing, just hello world. Right. The point is this method I can call here. I can call this method here. Info. You can see here, I'm calling this method. I'm calling this method from within inner. So this will say hello world. Right. So let's compile first outer. First compile outer Java C outer dot Java. So we compile it. System, right? Okay, Java C. You can see we're able to compile it. Again, I compile inner outer demo. Right. When this is done, Java inner outer demo. You can see hello world is displayed because here we first call this method. So the point is proved. I mean, the inner class can access outer class member variable as well as its methods, even though if they are private. Even if I make this method as a private, now this method cannot be accessed outside the outer class, right? But it can be accessed from within the inner class. So you will see that even this private method will be accessible. You can see Java C outer or Java, that private method is accessible. Obviously, if you come here and if you say outer dot info, you know that this is not possible. This is not possible because info is a private method, and outside the class it cannot be accessed. Outside the class it cannot be accessed. So you can see CLS Java C inner outer demo, because that is private. So you know it cannot be accessed outside the outer class. Right. So the first point is in the inner classes, class within a class, we have seen scope of nested is bound with the outer class. This is important, right? If B is inside A, B will not exist until A is created, right? And nested has access to member variable, including private or outer. We have seen it, but vice versa is not true. I mean, anything which is inside inner, it cannot be accessed by the outer. And inner classes can be static or non-static. In this case, your inner class is static, non-static, but you can make it static. You can make it static. See here, if now I have a static inner class, see what is the impact? Static, yes. Java C outer or Java, you know, now the issue is, you know, we are trying to refer info. Now info is non-static method, but if you make it static, then you can access it. You can see here Java C, and you are again trying to access, you know, X, which is non-static. So if you want to access this non-static from within a static class, then this should be made static, right? So we make it static, Java C. Now you can see it's done. The only advantage of a static class is, you know, they can be referred with the class name. So here, see here, now, you know, I created object of outer class, and then from the object of outer class, I called show xy, right? But now what I can do, I can also create object of inner class by using the name of the outer class. So see here, what I do now, outer dot inner equal to new outer dot inner. I'm going to create object of inner class by using name of the outer class, and it is possible because inner is static. Inner is static. Otherwise, this would have not been possible. Now, using this object, I'm calling show values. I'm calling show values. I'm calling show values. That's okay. We can do it, right? So inner outer demo. Java C inner outer demo. So you can see this has been compiled, right? Sir, I have not understand that. Can you please repeat it? Yeah, sure. Tayyib, I'll repeat it. Right. CLS. Okay. CLS. Java C inner outer demo dot Java. It has been compiled. Now I see Java inner outer demo. You can see I'm able to call it. Right. So I repeat this whole concept again. I mean, inside a class, you can have another class. It can be static or non-static. I mean, when it is non-static, you can create object of that class by first creating object of outer class. Right. I mean, had this been non-static, this reference was not possible. I mean, had this been a non-static inner class, this reference was not possible. ये नहीं चलता, right? So you can see here. अब अगर मैं Java C करूँ outer dot Java को, यहाँ पर तो मसला नहीं है, लेकिन Java C inner outer demo यहाँ पर आपको मसला नजर आएगा, right? You can see Java, okay. You can see an including instance that contains outer dot inner is required. ये आपको पहले इसका ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना पड़ेगा, राइट? पहले आपको आउटर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना पड़ेगा, which means that now I can do this outer equal to new outer. I have created object of outer class, and then on the name of reference I can create object, क्योंकि वो नॉन स्टैटिक है, ये चीज अब सही है, ये चीज अब सही है. Now what I'm saying on this object we have an inner class, create object of that class. So I'm creating object of that class with the name of object rather than with the name of reference. Okay, package, it considers it package, package outer. I think first let me come back to the static concept, right? So here you can see when we have got inner class, and if it is static, then you can create object of that class with the name of outer class. See here, so I can create I'm removing this one. I don't need object of outer class. With the class name I can create object of inner class, right? So you can see here this is completely fine. So what I'm doing, I'm saying create an object of inner class. But where is inner class? Inner class is an outer class, and we are able to do it because inner is static, so it can be referenced with the name of class, right? So we say we have a class inner which is inside outer. The reference name is inner with I small, and we say just create that object. And once if that object is created, on this we can call any method which is declared inside the inner class. So show values, you can see here, show values is declared inside the inner class, so I can call it. So I called it. It actually called this info method, and then it displays the information of x and y. So I can write here Java C inner outer demo dot Java. Okay, I think save नहीं हुआ है, इसको मैंने सेव कर दिया. ओके, अब ये वाला मैंने कंपाइल नहीं किया अभी तक. Java C outer dot Java, it has been compiled. Java C inner outer demo dot Java. Come on. सेव नहीं किया, ये स्टार लगा हुआ है, कंट्रोल एस, ठीक है। ओके, नाउ कंपाइल, सो इट हैज बीन कंपाइल्ड, राइट। जावा सी inner outer demo dot java, it has been compiled. Inner outer demo, you can see hello world x equal to 10, y equal to 10. So we can have class within class. Class within class, it can be static or can be non-static. When it is static, it can access only static member variable of its outer class. So you can see it can access info because it is static. It can access x because x is also static, right? And y तो इसका अपना है, y तो इसका अपना है, तो ज़ाहिर है इसको स्टैटिक होने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट। एंड क्योंकि ये खुद मेथड नॉन स्टैटिक है, तो इस वजह से ये नॉन स्टैटिक को एक्सेस कर पा रहा है। लेकिन अगर ये मेथड स्टैटिक हो जाता तो फिर आपको पता है कि इट वुड हैव नॉट बीन पॉसिबल टू एक्सेस y, right? So you need to understand that when your inner class is static, it can access only a static member variable of outer class, be it a variable or be it a method, right? So you saw this happening. But when you have this as a non-static, then usually you do not create object of this class outside the class. ये देखें, आप कर सकते हैं, you can still do this. CLS, you can still create object of inner class by using this qualifier. See here, let me first compile this one. Yeah, first compile this one, outer java c outer dot java, right? And then outer dot inner equal outer dot inner dot show values, this should still work. Java c, the name is inner outer demo dot java, right? So you can understand that this outer dot inner, ये इसका पूरा नाम है, right? Outer dot inner. I originally thought कि शायद मुझे इस इनर को, अगर ये नॉन स्टैटिक है तो इसके ऑब्जेक्ट के रेफरेंस से एक्सेस करना पड़े, लेकिन ये सही नहीं है, क्योंकि अदरवाइज फिर ये इसको पैकेज कंसीडर करता है। मैं पहले ये कर रहा था कि आउटर इक्वल टू न्यू आउटर एंड देन आई कंसीडर्ड कि मैं इसको रेफरेंस के थ्रू एक्सेस करूं, लेकिन ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर मैं ये कर रहा हूं देन जावा अज्यूम्स दिस इज अ पैकेज नेम, तो कह रहा है कि मुझे ये वाला पैकेज नहीं मिल रहा है, सो सर्टेनली दिस इज एन एरर। यू कैन सी हियर जावा सी क्या नाम रखा, इनर आउटर डेमो डॉट जावा। सो यू कैन सी ये कह रहा है कि मुझे ये वाला पैकेज नहीं मिल रहा है। सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, when you want to create object of inner class, you need to refer it with the name of the outer class, not the reference, right? Be it static or non-static. You can see ये non-static है, लेकिन मैं फिर भी इसको access कर पा रहा हूँ। And when you have created object of that class, you can call its methods, right? But when the inner class is static, it can only access non-static of its outer class. But when it is non-static, it can access both static as well as non-static.
सर
Yes.
सर इसमें हमने दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाए, आई मीन एक आउटर क्लास में इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है और एक नीचे इसी वाली इनर आउटर डेमो में बनाया है। यहाँ पर दो ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होंगे, एक ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होगा?
एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होगा। आई मीन इनर वो होगा आउटर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट, लेकिन उसके अंदर आपके पास वो होगा इनर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट, लेकिन उसके अंदर आपके आउटर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट भी एम्बेडेड है। So you will have to make assumption that it is just one object of inner class, लेकिन उसी के अंदर outer class का object भी है। उसका reason ये है कि we are able to access values which are inside the outer class, तो ज़ाहिर उसका भी object implicitly बन रहा है।
सर अगर हम सिर्फ आउटर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते हैं तो फिर हम इनर क्लास के वेरिएबल्स या मेथड को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं?
नो यू कैन नॉट, नो 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 नो, दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। ये देखें, अब अगर मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन मुबीन, ये पॉइंट मैं भूल रहा था। अगर मैं ये लिखूं आउटर, आउटर इक्वल टू न्यू आउटर, आई हैव क्रिएटेड ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ आउटर क्लास, अगर हमने ये बनाया हुआ है, ठीक है। अब जाहिर है इसके ऊपर आप सिर्फ आउटर की ही क्लास चीजें कॉल कर सकते हैं। अब आउटर की चीजें क्या है, आप ये एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, आप ये एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, आप ये एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आप जाहिर है ये एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते और ये एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते। इसका रीजन सिंपल है कि भाई ये तो इनर की चीजें हैं, लेकिन ये अलग बात है कि हमने इस मेथड के अंदर इस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बना के उसकी चीजों को इनडायरेक्टली एक्सेस किया हुआ है, लेकिन ये पॉसिबल नहीं है। सी है, मैं इसको थोड़ा अभी कंपाइल करूं, जावा सी आउटर डॉट जावा, ये हो गया कंपाइल। अच्छा, अब मैंने ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया हुआ है इसका आउटर का, सिर्फ आउटर का ही ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया हुआ है। अब अगर मैं कहूँगा आउटर डॉट, से फॉर एग्जांपल आउटर के अंदर क्या है, शो एक्स वाई, मैं इसको कॉल कर रहा हूँ, सो दैट्स ओके, शो एक्स वाई, दैट्स ओके, दैट्स कंप्लीटली फाइन। ये तो ऑर्डिनरी सी चीज है कि हमने हमेशा यही किया हुआ है कि आप क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बना के हम उसका मेथड को कॉल कर रहे हैं, जावा सी इनर आउटर डेमो, तो ये तो ठीक है, जावा इनर आउटर डेमो, यू कैन सी हेलो वर्ल्ड एक्स इक्वल 10 वाई इक्वल 10। और ये हुआ कैसे, ये शो एक्स वाई कॉल कर रहा है, और शो एक्स वाई क्या कर रहा है, इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बना रहा है और उसके ऊपर शो वैल्यूज कॉल कर रहा है, और शो वैल्यूज मेथड कौन सा है, वो वाला, वो ये। और ये क्या कर रहा है, ये इन्फो कॉल कर रहा है बिना क्लास का नाम दिए, क्योंकि इन्फो, क्योंकि आउटर में तो इनर को आउटर की सारी चीजें एक्सेसिबल है, तो यू कैन सी ये इन्फो यहाँ से कॉल हो सकता है और फिर ये अपनी वैल्यू को डिस्प्ले कर रहा है, ठीक है। लेकिन लेकिन अगर मैंने ये कोशिश की आउटर डॉट, आउटर डॉट, और मैं ट्राई करूं शो वैल्यूज को, तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है। शो वैल्यूज, आपको पता है कि जो शो वैल्यूज मेथड है ये तो इनर क्लास का है, तो आप आउटर पे इनर की चीजें कॉल नहीं कर सकते, तो दिस विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल। यू कैन सी है क्या सी, ये कह रहा है कि मुझे शो वैल्यूज मेथड कहीं पर भी नहीं मिल रहा है, और ये सही कह रहा है क्योंकि शो वैल्यूज मेथड आपके इनर के अंदर है, जो कि आप डायरेक्टली आउटर के ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर कॉल नहीं कर सकते हैं। अच्छा, आप में से किसी ने कहा है कि
सर
सर ये करके देखें, क्या करके देखें सर, ट्राई इट आउट लाइक दिस आउटर क्लास डॉट इनर क्लास इनर इक्वल टू, अच्छा ये मैं कर चुका हूँ ना, ये मैं कर चुका हूँ। अच्छा, देन व्हाट इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस एंड इनहेरिटेंस, यार इस पे मैं अभी नहीं आ रहा, ये यूजुअली, या आपकी बात दुरुस्त है कि थोड़ा बहुत ये ओवरलैपिंग है कॉन्सेप्ट इनहेरिटेंस से, लेकिन काफी डिफरेंट भी है, क्योंकि जब आप इनर क्लास आपका होता है तो योर लाइफ बिकम्स वेरी इजी, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर हैविंग इवेंट हैंडलिंग। आप यूजुअली इसको इवेंट हैंडलिंग में यूज कर रहे होते हैं, आप जहां पर कोई नया कंपोनेंट बनाते हैं, आप वहीं पर उसका इवेंट एज एन इनर क्लास हैंडल कर लेते हैं। अब ये कैसे होता है ये तो हम बाद में देखेंगे, लेकिन फॉर द टाइम बीइंग यू जस्ट नीड टू क्लियर दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ इनर एंड आउटर क्लासेस। एनी क्वेश्चन?
सर
जी सर।
सर अगर
सर
हम आउटर
या गो अहेड, मुबीन गो अहेड।
सर, सर अगर हम आउटर डॉट इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते हैं उसके रेफरेंस से, तो हम फिर आउटर के मेंबर वेरिएबल्स या मेथड्स कॉल कर सकते हैं फिर उससे इनर के ऑब्जेक्ट से?
No.
तो वो एम्बेडेड होता है।
Very good question. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think. See, you cannot do that. यार ये आपने सवाल बेहतरीन पूछा है। ये देखिए, you cannot do it. Maybe outer dot inner equal to new outer dot inner, ठीक है। ऑब्जेक्ट हम ऐसे ही बनाते हैं ना, हमने इनर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया हुआ है, नाउ इनर डॉट ओके, इनर इनर डॉट शो वैल्यूज तो ठीक है, शो वैल्यूज तो ठीक है, ऐसा ना, शो वैल्यूज तो परफेक्ट है, लेट्स चेक इट, ये तो चलना चाहिए, पहले इसको चलाते हैं फिर इसको हम चैलेंज करते हैं। जावा सी इनर आउटर डेमो, अब जावा क्या कह रहा है, जावा सी इनर आउटर demo.java. So this is and including an instance outer.inner equal to new. क्या मसला है? हाँ? What's wrong? Outer.inner equal to outer.inner. Inner. क्या मसला है? क्या हो गया भाई? आउटर के अंदर इनर है, तो अब क्या मसला है?
सर वो स्टैटिक
स्टैटिक कर लेते हैं इसको। जावा सी, इसका नाम क्या है? आउटर डॉट जावा। ठीक है, नाउ ओके दिस वन वर्क्स, यस इट वर्क्स, राइट। ये तो सही है, जावा इनर आउटर डेमो, ये काम कर रहा है, ठीक है। लेकिन ये काम नहीं करेगा अगर मैंने ये किया इनर डॉट और मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ इन्फो को, सपोज करें, तो ये नहीं करेगा काम, क्योंकि इन्फो इनर के अंदर नहीं है, इन्फो आउटर के अंदर है। तो दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल है। CLS जावा सी, राइट, यू कैन सी इन्फो यहाँ पर कॉल कर रहा है।
इट्स मींस जब जस्ट हम उसके रेफरेंस से कॉल कर रहे हैं, जिस तरह मेथड क्लास के अंदर होता है तो ऑब्जेक्ट के रेफरेंस से कॉल करते हैं क्लास के।
तो ये देखिए, हम वही मेथड कॉल कर सकते हैं जो कि आपके इस क्लास के अंदर हो, इन्फो इसके अंदर नहीं है। अच्छा, लेकिन जब हम क्लास के अंदर बैठे हुए, जब यहाँ इनर के अंदर बैठे हुए थे, तो उस टाइम पे हम इन्फो को एक्सेस कर पा रहे थे, क्योंकि हम अंदर ही बैठे हुए ना, क्लास के अंदर ही बैठे हुए, हम ऑब्जेक्ट के नाम के थ्रू नहीं देख रहे हैं, हम क्लास के अंदर बैठ के अपना जो आउटर क्लास है उसकी चीजों को एक्सेस कर रहे हैं। तो दैट इज ओके, बट विद द नेम ऑफ reference you cannot access elements which are in the outer class. We have seen info cannot be called on the reference, but info can be called from within the nested class. जो inner class है उसके थ्रू हम कॉल कर सकते हैं। ओके, एक और क्वेश्चन था बेटा किसी को? यस
सर, हमारी आउटर क्लास स्टैटिक हो सकती है ना?
हमारे आउटर क्लास
स्टैटिक अगर हम रखें,
आउटर क्लास स्टैटिक, आउटर क्लास स्टैटिक, ये भाई म्यूजिक प्ले क्यों आ रहा है? आउटर क्लास को स्टैटिक हम कर सकते हैं? नहीं, आई थिंक नहीं, आई थिंक नो, आई मीन माय कॉमन सेंस इज नो, बिकॉज ये स्टैटिक होना ये कि किसी और क्लास का मेंबर होना, और ये ज़ाहिर किसी और क्लास का मेंबर नहीं है, तो आउटर है। आई डोंट थिंक आउटर क्लास स्टैटिक हो सकती है, आई डोंट थिंक, माना दिस इज व्हाट माय कॉमन सेंस सेज, but if Java does not follow common sense, then that was my fault. Outer Java modified static not allowed here. सही है, ये मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन मेरा कॉमन सेंस कह रहा है कि अलाउ नहीं होना चाहिए, तो जावा ने अलाउ नहीं किया, क्योंकि स्टैटिक का होना यानी कि किसी और का मेंबर होना, किसी और का क्लास मेंबर होना। अब डेफिनेटली ये क्लास आउटर क्लास है, so this outer class cannot be static. Very good question by the way, very very good question. Okay, more questions?
सर एक और क्वेश्चन है। यस सर, सर ये जो आउटर क्लास में हमने इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया था शो एक्स वाई में, और फिर हमने दूसरी क्लास में इनर आउटर डेमो में भी ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया था, दोनों सेम नेम थे, तो क्या ये एक ही ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होता है या दो अलग अलग ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट होते हैं?
Can you say it again, Mubin?
सर आउटर क्लास में हमने शो एक्स वैल्यू का जो मेथड था, शो एक्स वाई, उसमें हमने इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया था, और फिर देन हमने इनर आउटर डेमो में भी इनर का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया था जो कि सेम नेम था, इनर। तो क्या यहाँ पर
दो अलग अलग ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं? दीज आर टू सेपरेट ऑब्जेक्ट्स। ये आपने सवाल अच्छा पूछा है। देखिए, शो एक्स वाई के अंदर हमने इनर बनाया हुआ है ना, तो ये ऑब्जेक्ट ज़्यादा हम इस क्लास के अंदर बना रहे हैं ना, इस क्लास के अंदर बना रहे हैं, लेकिन यहाँ मेन में आके जाहिर हम ये इनर बना रहे हैं, ये इनर आउटर डेमो क्लास के अंदर बना रहे हैं, तो ये अलग ऑब्जेक्ट है, ये अलग ऑब्जेक्ट है। अच्छा, ये जो अरेंजमेंट है ना, ये अरेंजमेंट हमने क्यों किया था शो एक्स वाई में? क्योंकि मुझे इसका ये मेथड चाहिए था, और ये क्योंकि मैं आउटर क्लास में बैठा हुआ हूँ, तो इनर क्लास का मेथड में डायरेक्टली एक्सेस नहीं कर सकता, तो मुझे जाहिर इसका ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना पड़ गया। लेकिन यही ऑब्जेक्ट जाहिर है जहां पर नहीं हो रहा है, ये अलग से ऑब्जेक्ट है। So in this case, obviously these are two separate objects. One is of the inner class, second one is also of the inner class, but this one is inside, this outer class, and this one is inside inner outer demo. So these are two separate objects. That's not one object.
इन सर क्लास की वजह से हम नेम जो है ऑब्जेक्ट के सेम रख सकते हैं रेफरेंस।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। Okay, more questions, otherwise I can move ahead. Clear है ये? चले
सर
जी सर, जी सर।
सर ये जो आपने एक मेथड बनाया था XY, इसमें आपने इनर का वो ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया। अगर ये ऑब्जेक्ट हम मतलब क्लास में अंदर बनाते, मतलब मेथड के अंदर नहीं बनाते, और नीचे वाली जो क्लास है हम उसको स्टैटिक नहीं रखते, फिर हम आउटर डॉट इनर करके इनर की मेथड्स एक्सेस कर सकते हैं।
वेरी गुड यार, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। आप कह रहे हैं कि ओके, लेट मी डू दिस। आप इस तरह से कह रहे हैं कि मैं ये जो ऑब्जेक्ट मैंने बनाया है वो ऑब्जेक्ट मैं यहाँ बनाऊं, हाँ, इनर
ये सर इनर बना।
अच्छा, इक्वल टू न्यू इनर।
न्यू
आप कह रहे हैं कि इस तरह से ऑब्जेक्ट बनाऊं, है ना?
ये सर अब वो स्टैटिक हटा दिया हम नीचे से।
अब हम स्टैटिक हटा दें, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। एक्सीलेंट एक्सीलेंट, बिल्कुल सही है,
तो
बिल्कुल
सर
सही।
अब आउट मेन क्लास में आउटर डॉट इनर करके इनर में जो मतलब मेथड पड़ा है शो वैल्यूज वाला, वो हम एक्सेस कर सकते हैं।
सुपर एक्सीलेंट, बेहतरीन क्वेश्चन आपने पूछा है, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं। देखें, अब ये है कि मैं ऐसे कर रहा हूं कि आउटर आउटर इक्वल टू न्यू आउटर, ठीक है। अच्छा, अब मैं कह रहा हूं कि आउटर डॉट इनर डॉट शो वैल्यूज, ठीक है, शो वैल्यूज। मैं बिल्कुल कर सकता हूं, मैं बिल्कुल कर सकता हूं। outer dot inner dot show values, we can do it. See here, मैंने ये inner यहाँ बनाया हुआ है, मैं भी इसको पहले कंपाइल करता हूँ। java c in outer dot java, ये हो गया कंपाइल, ठीक है। java c inner outer demo dot java, ये हो जाना चाहिए कंपाइल। आउटर, ये क्या हुआ, क्या कर रहा है ये? एनक्लोजिंग इंस्टेंस आउटर इनर, नहीं अब तो मैं ये बना ही नहीं रहा। अच्छा, ये मुझे सेव नहीं किया ना मैंने, चलो सेव कर देता हूँ। आउटर इक्वल टू इनर आउटर डेमो, इनर आउटर डेमो, इनर आउटर डेमो, ठीक है, सही है, चल जाएगा। जावा इनर आउटर डेमो, यू कैन सी अब ये चल रहा है। जो आपने बेहतरीन पॉइंट उठाया, पता है ये जो हम पहले दिन से कर रहे हैं कि सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट, ये हमने कुछ ऐसा ही अरेंजमेंट किया हुआ है। ये बेसिकली, अच्छा उसमें क्या था, ये आपने एक और भी मैं आपको पॉइंट बता दूं। ये देखें, मैं अगर यहां पर आके इसको स्टैटिक कर लेता हूं, ये स्टैटिक मेंबर वेरिएबल हो गया, ठीक है। अच्छा, अब अगर ये स्टैटिक हो गया तो फिर तो मुझे ये भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, आउटर डॉट इनर। अब मैं डायरेक्ट इसका ऑब्जेक्ट भी बना सकता, हाँ, आउटर डॉट, यस, outer dot inner dot show values. Let's see, java c outer static non-static variable, this cannot be referenced from static context. Static new inner, cannot make it static.
अभी इनर क्लास नॉन स्टैटिक है ना?
ओके, लेट मी चेक इट, शायद मुझे इसको स्टैटिक करना पड़ेगा। ओके, जावा सी,
यस सर,
जावा सी आउटर, ठीक है, ओके, एंड जावा सी इनर आउटर डेमो, ठीक है। अब देखें, जावा इनर आउटर डेमो, है ना। अब हमें आउटर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट भी बनाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, हमने सिंपली क्या किया कि भाई जो आउटर है वो मुझे पता है कि
स्टैटिक कर दिया।
हाँ, चला आउटर क्लास का नेम है, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि इसके अंदर ये मेरा वेरिएबल है और वो है स्टैटिक, इस वजह से मैं इसके नाम से एक्सेस कर पाया, ठीक है। और ये मैंने कहा इसके अंदर एक वेरिएबल, उसका नाम है इनर, और वो इनर क्या है, वो ऑब्जेक्ट है आपके इनर क्लास का, और उसके अंदर मेथड शो वैल्यूज वो कॉल कर लो, जो इसने शो वैल्यूज मेथड कॉल कर दिया। हमने बिल्कुल पहले दिन से ये जो काम किया हुआ है ना, सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट एल, तो ये है क्या, बेसिकली सिस्टम आपकी क्लास है, जैसे आउटर हमारी क्लास है, इसी के अंदर सिस्टम क्लास के अंदर ना एक इस तरह का अरेंजमेंट हुआ पड़ा है, वो है ये आउटपुट स्ट्रीम, उसका नाम उन्होंने आउट दिया हुआ है, इक्वल टू न्यू आउटपुट स्ट्रीम, और ये बेसिकली आपका समझेंगे स्क्रीन पे लिखने के काम आती है ना, और ये है स्टैटिक, इसको बनाया हुआ है स्टैटिक इस तरह से करके, ठीक है ना, ये आपके सिस्टम क्लास के अंदर है। तो इसी वजह से ये जो हम आउट कर रहे हैं ना, ये बेसिकली आउटपुट स्ट्रीम की रेफरेंस है, और इसके अंदर मेथड है प्रिंट, इसके अंदर मेथड है प्रिंट और प्रिंट एल, राइट। सो राइट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू राइट सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट एल, तो अरेंजमेंट वही है जो हमने अभी किया हुआ है कि भाई आउटर क्लास है, इसके अंदर एक स्टैटिक मेंबर वेरिएबल है इनर, और इनर आपका जो ना वो कौन सी क्लास का है रेफरेंस, वो इनर क्लास का रेफरेंस है, और इस क्लास के अंदर जो मेथड पड़ा हुआ है ना शो वैल्यूज, हमने कहा इसको कॉल करो, तो इसने इसको कॉल कर लिया। तो ये बिल्कुल वही अरेंजमेंट है जो कि हम ये करते हैं सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट एल, जिसमें आउट बेसिकली एक स्टैटिक मेंबर वेरिएबल है इनसाइड क्लास सिस्टम, और वो मेंबर वेरिएबल है किसका, आउटपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास का, और आउटपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास के अंदर मेथड है प्रिंट एल, सो वी आर एबल टू कॉल दैट मेथड। सो हमने आज ये भी डिकोड कर लिया कि सिस्टम क्या है, आउट क्या है और प्रिंट क्या है। क्लियर
सर
जी सर?
जैसे सर मेथड का स्कोप होता है,
Yes,
तो ऑब्जेक्ट भी विद इन स्कोप होता है क्या? आई मीन हमने मेथड में ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया तो वो उसी ऑब्जेक्ट स्कोप के अंदर होगा, और बाहर हम उसी नाम का ऑब्जेक्ट भी बना सकते हैं दोबारा।
You are right. I mean, outside that scope, it will not be accessible. Outside the method scope, it will not be accessible. Okay, I think that was a healthy discussion. Some fantastic questions that you people raised. I'm very happy. और ये आप क्वेश्चन तभी कर सकते हैं जब आप इन चीज़ों को पहले समझें, तो अच्छी बात है कि आपने काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें समझ ली। तो ये वाला लेक्चर ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है आपके LMS पे, मैं ये वीडियो भी अपलोड कर लेता हूँ, तो आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि बहुत सारी आप जो है ना प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, क्योंकि ये चीज़ें बहुत ही ज़्यादा हैं, बहुत ही ज़्यादा चीज़ें हैं, तो आपको टाइम भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा देना पड़ेगा। और अब तो आप लोग बड़े लकी हैं कि घर पे बैठे हुए हैं, तो आराम से बैठ के इन सारी चीज़ों को पढ़ें। हम आज भी ऑफिस ही बैठे हुए हैं, बाहर यकीन करें बड़ा खौफनाक सा आलम है, कोई नहीं है, बना बदना बाहर जा जाए तो दिल गले में आ जाता है कि ये कौन सा एनवायरनमेंट है, ये कौन सा माहौल है, बड़ा टेरेबल है। लेकिन बहरहाल we have to be here because we are trying salary, and you are at home because you are paying money. Okay, so अब ये आखिरी टॉपिक है, ये हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे। स्ट्रिंग क्लास को इंशाल्लाह ताला मैं अगली क्लास से शुरू करूंगा, ये भी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है। उसके बाद फिर हम इंशाल्लाह इनहेरिटेंस पढ़ेंगे। So I stop here today and I will upload these videos online.
सर कोड भी अपलोड कीजिएगा ये।
I will do that. I will do that.
आउटर क्लास।
I will
सर मिड का रिजल्ट कब तक आएगा?
मिड का रिजल्ट कब तक आएगा? ये 100 कापियां हैं, खुदा की कसम। जब भी मैं 50-55 के करीब तो असेस कर चुका हूँ, और रिजल्ट इतना बुरा है कि मेरा
सर एवरेज क्या है?
मेरा एवरेज वही है, समझिए 7-8 7-8 7-8 20 में से, और बड़ा होता है। चले, see you next week, but before that please cover all these concepts that we have covered today. I'll be uploading this video later today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.